prosecution outlined how accounting practices
fuck?
of Conley
What?
Trucking did not.
What kind of likeness is that? If they were great artists, they'll be in a museum.
Evidence today may signal at least one.
I'm fucking fodder for cartoonists now.
Hey, it is Gutter Boys 100th episode. We made it, folks. It's done. We don't have to do this anymore, guys.
It's over.
Yeah, good run. I think 100 is a nice cap.
Yeah.
We want to thank everybody that's been supporting the pod since day one to day, how long have we been doing
4+
this now?
years.
3 years? Wait, 4?
2019
Oh,
to
shit.
2023.
Damn, that's right. Okay. Yeah. New listeners and old alike, we do thank you. It is
It's a milestone, I guess.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I
Yeah,
guess.
it's cool to see people and hear from people that the show has affected them in a positive way. So if you're one of those people, this is for you. And yeah, we're not really going away. I don't think it's over, but I will say this. There's a short list of guests that we have to talk to. And then once those guests are all checked off, that's when we might ride into the sunset, people. That might be when. However, you can prevent this by going to our Patreon.
Yeah. No, I think, I think the last, what was it, like 20 episodes that we've done where we just casually threaten our listeners that we're going to end the show. Pretty good bit. I'm very happy about that. But no, for real.
We've actually had a few messages of people in peril saying, please don't end the show.
Yeah. So we're going to have, a little compilation here of all of the listeners listeners and past guests who sent in little voicemails for us to, celebrate our 100th episode. We thought it was very fitting that the guest for this episode is also a guy who's been there since, well, before day one, really. Pat Rooks.
And before all you bandwagon fans.
Yeah. Before the bandwagon, there was Pat Rooks. Although, realistically, we could have had like Blake or Dylan or really just like a fucking good list of people, really, now that I think about it. No, but Pat is, longtime friend, listener, guest, great cartoonist. And I think he might be our first returning guest, or am I mistaken?
Somebody's probably been back on main feed, but
yeah.
we'll just say it because we're not going to let the truth get in the way of a good
That's
story.
true. All right. So we have some news. So no shout outs, but we'll get to that on 101, I guess. But
yes, and 101 will either be Zach Sally hit me up. He has a new book with Kilgore. Or it'll be with Katie Skelly and Sean Knickerbocker.
Oh.
And it'll be a themed episode about curating anthologies
that's right.
and editing them.
Yes, okay.
So one of those episodes will be next. I've just got to talk to everybody and figure out who can record first. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes, and if you're listening to this is likely not airing on Monday as we usually do. To be fair, we've been very good about getting the main feed episodes up in a timely fashion. Maybe not so much the bonus stuff.
No, the
We've
bonus
been
just come out
slacking.
when they come out. Usually week of.
Right. Yeah. So apologies to our patrons.
Yeah, so we used to try and drop bonus episodes on Monday, but now you just get the bonus episode on the off week by the end of the week at some time that week. Sometimes it's Monday. Sometimes it might be Thursday or Friday. Just, not to deter you from subscribing to our Patreon, because you do get the episode. You just wake up one morning and it's there in the feed, and you don't know when.
Or sometimes you'll get two.
This is true.
Just depends. It really depends on our schedules. I don't know about you, listener, but we've been very busy the last couple of months. And on top of that, there's
Sucks
been...
ass.
Yeah, it sucks. And there's been a lot of personal stuff popping up here and there. So... apologies, patrons. We will try to do better in the coming months. But
yes,
this is not the bonus episodes. We're gonna stop talking about the Patreon. Although,
well, before we do, if you do want to subscribe and give us money,
if you do want to subscribe, though,
Patreon.com/gutterboys. $5 gets you 2 bonus episodes a month.
Right, or gutterboys.top if that's easier for you.
And we actually are trying to do some helpful episodes. We recently did one about how to survive a show from beginning to end. And we had a lot of positive feedback saying that we were actually helpful for once. So suck my dick, critics. But yeah, news. You want to talk about news?
Yeah. So a lot has happened that we did not really cover.
That we wanted to.
Yeah, we wanted to cover it. Usually 9 times out of 10, we end up just putting it in our patron feed where we'll go a little more in depth about those news pieces. But these are a couple of things that we have not talked about. And we're just going to do kind of a lightning round, I think.
Yes.
All right. So to start off the lightning round of news, we have this happened about week and a half ago with IDW. They announced more quote unquote shakeups to leadership, which is a really nice PR way of saying we are firing most of our staff.
Yeah.
You want to go in on this?
Yeah, so IDW put out a formal announcement pretty much just saying they're laying off 2/5 of their staff, including some well-known industry figures. Social media kind of went crazy. Jamie S. Rich does remain at the company and was promoted to editor-in-chief. And Mark Doyle and Scott Dunbar, who were there, are also staying, along with Heather Antos and Lee Walton. It looks like a lot of people were let go, though. The main publisher, Nachi Marsham, Paul Davidson, who was EVP and head of the media entertainment division, was let go. And I could read, the rest of the people here, but it seems like...
There's 39% of their staff, so we're not going list by list. Yeah, it's too many people. But
yeah. The entire sales and marketing department was removed, though.
Yeah, and no warning either. I think they just showed up to a meeting one day and were like, "Yeah, we're laying off a bunch of people."
Yeah, and I mean, what's crazy is IDW is just an IP farm kind of publisher too. So this shows that just because something's like big and dorker, nerd culture, it doesn't translate to sales with comics. So making all these fucking Star Trek books and all these fucking weird Transformers books and shit, like people aren't buying this shit, which kind of reiterates the fact that there really isn't an audience for this stuff. Because when we say who the fuck is buying this, apparently no one, because they can't even pay the majority of, well, not the majority, but, a lot of their staff.
Yeah. They also voluntarily delisted the company from the New York Stock Exchange, and along with deregistering its Class B common stock. The board, quote unquote, determined that the deregistration is the overall best interest of the company, or is in the overall best interest of the company and its stockholders, following review and careful consideration of a number of factors, including, but not limited to, the expected reduction in operating expenses associated with continued listing and reporting, which would allow the company to focus more resources on its recovery and growth plan. So they've been hemorrhaging money for the last few years, it seems.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm honestly not shocked, but it does suck. I hate to see anybody losing their fucking job.
Yeah, except for editors. I don't care. I do not care. Get a real job. But let's move on.
Yes. Okay. So this is actually pretty recent to this episode. Indie music, I wouldn't call them a titan anymore, but back, 10, 15 years ago, they were a tastemaker. Pitchfork has stolen from the indie comics community. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but a couple days ago, they posted a article about mothers that make music, I guess, for Mother's Day, pandering and all that. And the article was called The Invisible Work of Mothers in Music by Allison Hussey. Now, Allison is not guilty here. However, they chose an artist named Marina Kozak to do an illustration for the article. And the illustration is 100% a trace job of the Love and Rockets number 24 cover. Very iconic cover where, it's the the girl's playing the guitar player. You got Hopi on stage with her, and her back is to the, I want to say the camera, but that's just the perspective of the actual, drawing. The drawing was literally just traced, and it looks like they did a mirror image where it's, instead of a mother holding a guitar, it's a mother holding a baby and playing its head like a fretboard, it looks like. So the right side is the traced image of the guitar. The chick holding the guitar.
So I'm going to go ahead here. As somebody who's working now in sort of like a professional setting with illustration involved, I do know that tracing is fairly common. But the degree of which the tracing occurs varies from person to person, company to company. And, my line of work now is merch. So it's a little different. Basically, if there's like a, clip art or stuff that is basically copyright free, those are the types of images we'll see a lot of tracing done with. You know, we'll see images, like multiple images amalgamated, but there's like tracing obviously happening. And then you just like create a new image out of those existing copyright free images. So that's like a pretty common practice. But this is pretty different in that you are taking not just a piece of art that's been basically canonized in pop culture at this point, but it's also not copyright free.
Right.
Like this image is still owned, to the best of our knowledge, still owned by Fantagraphics and Jaime.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and assume that the art director who's responsible for this, her name is Marina Kosak. She was basically called out in a lot of these tweets, being like, what are you doing, Marina? Anyway.
Yeah, actually, Fantagraphics called Pitchfork out and said that fellow Zine Cabin attendee Kelsey Borch was the one who blew the whistle to Fantagraphics.
Oh, interesting.
So,
okay.
There you go. So Kelsey bringing justice. Now, I will say this, in an update, in an update, Pitchfork has completely removed the drawing and just
they deleted their tweet with the image.
Yeah,
too.
it's like just images of the women mentioned in the article now at the top.
Yeah.
But if you want to see it, go to Fantagraphics' Twitter and
they still have it.
They still have it up. It says, "Hey, Pitchfork, you forgot to credit and compensate Jaime. Thanks to Kelsey Borch for the first image." And
I don't think Pitchfork made any kind of statement about it. They just removed it and pretend like it didn't happen.
Yes, and I would imagine, though, what that was is the artist knew what the fuck was going on, this Marina Kosak person, but the art director was just like, fuck, and didn't know, and didn't check, and wasn't familiar with the original image.
Oh, no, Marina is the art director.
Oh, it says image by on this, so I didn't know if they were the artist or the art director.
No, she's the artist, and she is the art director at Pitchfork.
Oh, okay, cool. So... Cool.
So basically a person who makes six figures thought they could get away with tracing a very recognizable image.
Yeah, this is like somebody fucking tracing Amazing Fantasy 15 in our scene. Yeah, that's how recognizable that cover is.
It's really lazy. It's really lazy. And that's why my best guess was there was some sort of impossible deadline and Marina just, without probably thinking about it, redrew and traced the Jaime drawing, thinking that nobody would notice.
Right. Yes, they probably wrote in underground girl playing guitar into Google, and it came up on the first 5 results.
Well, no, here's the thing. I don't think Marina is like ignorant of Jaime or Love and Rockets.
Do you know this Marina person?
I don't know them, but
okay.
I'm going to assume, because she's an art director.
Right.
Like every art director that I've ever talked to and or worked with, they know at least surface level about Jaime.
Unless they're a Zoomer.
No,
Maybe.
even Zoomers. There's some Zoomers, but also Marina's not a Zoomer, so she can't use that excuse. I don't think she can claim ignorance on who, on the fact that she lifted a very recognizable image from a recognizable artist.
Yes, and then there's like paying homage, but this is literally just a trace job.
This is not homage, right? This is not. No.
Just to reiterate to the listeners, this isn't like an homage, which you see a lot in comics.
Yeah. No. It's not like Marina was like, I love Love and Rockets, so I'm going to draw the characters from Love and Rockets into this image. That's not what happened.
They were like, this is a girl playing guitar, so I'm going to trace this because this is what the article is about.
Yeah, the illustration is supposed to be just a generic, any person, woman playing guitar. That's it. There's nothing else to it other than that. I mean, it's straight just lazy plagiarism. That's all it is.
True. All right.
But, and here's the thing, too. Like, I probably wouldn't have been bothered by it as much if it was an artist that they hired out, because I understand these people, they're not paid that well. 99% of the time, they are freelancers. So they are 1099ers. They get no benefits. They're just getting paid a flat sum. And on top of that, they're usually required to fulfill their responsibilities in a very short time frame. Sometimes very last minute. This I've noticed that a lot of these like editors and art directors, they don't really take into account time for production. And they're just like, we need this tomorrow, or we need this in 2 days, or whatever. And any working artist who's familiar with the same song and dance that they get, they'll know that that's very frustrating. And obviously there are corners that you have to cut in order to make that deadline.
Right.
But this is not the case. This is a person who's on staff at Pitchfork. And I don't think this is a big reach to assume that she is, making over $100K a year because she's an art director for Pitchfork. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, that sounds what they should make. If she's
Right.
not making that, that's what they should be making.
yeah, most art directors make well over that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a person who's paid very, very well, who is on staff full time, who has benefits, all of that good stuff. And they still did this.
Yeah.
They still thought they could get away with this. So I don't know what's going to really, I don't think anything's going to happen from this. I don't think
Mhm.
Pitchfork is going to fire Marina because it's going to make them look bad either way.
Right.
And I don't think this is going to be the last time we're going to see this from, you know, sort of a larger company that's involved with images in any way. So, yeah, it's very frustrating. And I want to assume that this will, you know, lead to more of an awareness about this stuff, but I don't really
No.
think that that's the case at all. You know, like my optimism is trying to be like, oh yeah, like maybe that. No one's going to learn a lesson from this.
They just they won't steal from Jaime anymore.
Yeah, they'll steal from like a lesser known artist or whatever,
Yeah.
and you know maybe remove some elements and change some things so that the trace isn't as obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just don't understand. Like Marina, if your schedule is that jam packed, maybe you should have outsourced this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really make much sense to do a rush job like this, and then also basically make Pitchfork look bad,
Right.
and you also as an artist make you look bad. Yeah. So shout out to Pitchfork. Shout out to Marina Kozak. Hope you're sleeping real well. I know all of you are, but you know, people don't forget about stuff like this.
Yeah, and shout out to Jaime for making a bomb-ass image. So,
Oh yeah, for real.
previous guest, my favorite guest on the show, 100 episodes, probably my favorite guest that we've had because that's my guy. So, yeah, do you want to talk about 2D Cloud?
All right, so this news is a bit older, but small press people are probably very familiar with 2D Cloud, the Minnesota-based small press publisher. They had some difficulties back in 2018 when allegations of sexual misconduct came out against two of their own artists. They were allegedly guilty of some very questionable behavior towards women.
Mm-hmm.
Blaze in particular had been named multiple times by multiple parties and had allegedly sexually harassing women for quite a while. And it was sort of a little known secret amongst small press people, publishers, industry folks. They all kind of knew about it. So eventually these allegations just kind of kept stacking on top of one another. And it got to the point where 2D Cloud could no longer ignore it. And eventually this led to them cutting ties with both artists and basically removed their books from their library. I believe they destroyed a bunch of copies of Blaze's new book at the time that was supposed to be released, right?
Yeah, they pulped him, if I recall correctly.
Yes. So that alone is pretty bad for any publisher in small press. I think it's not saying a lot to point out that this can be bad for business. You know, more customers pick up on this stuff. They become a little hesitant about wanting to support the business at that point. And I think we kind of see that or see the fallout of that shortly after when 2D Cloud attempted to kickstart or crowdfund some of their new books that they had planned on releasing. And that campaign failed. They did not raise enough of the funds that they were hoping to in order to successfully publish all of the books that they had listed for that campaign. So, you know, fast forward about a year or two, and eventually 2D Cloud just kind of disappeared. All their social media just kind of vanished. There were no statements, nothing really about any future plans for the publisher. I think a lot of people just assumed that 2D Cloud was going to shutter their doors quietly, and nothing really came of it after that. And then fast forward to, I think this was at the end of April, if my memory is serving me right. But 2D Cloud suddenly reappeared on Twitter and began promoting some new things. People were a little confused as to where they, you know, why all the radio silence, and now they're suddenly back.
Right.
The main lead owner of 2D Cloud, Rain, I forget their last name. Do you know their last name?
No, I don't know them. I've met them at a show, but I don't know them or recall their name.
When did you meet them?
They were at Chicago Zine Fest one year.
Oh.
Yeah, tabling. And I told them, I was talking to them and they said they were from Chicago. And I was like, oh, really? Because I just always assumed they were a European publisher. And they took that as a compliment. They were like, well, that's awesome that you think our content is very Eurocentric.
Well, I thought that they were based out of Minneapolis, not Chicago.
They were at Chicago Zine Fest one year. They might be. That might just be me being Midwest racist and just assuming it's all together.
Maybe they relocated. I don't know. But anyway, the founders, Maggie Umber and Rain Hogan. I can't find any kind of statements or anything from Maggie Umber. She's been pretty much MIA in all of this. But Rain logged back in on Twitter, and he had some very interesting things to say.
Yeah.
There were some tweets made by some folks kind of pointing out 2D Cloud showing up out of nowhere. One artist, Laura Lands, had tweeted, "Blind item, I'm a small publisher of artsy comics with a reputation for not paying artists. 2 men I've published admitted to sex crimes against other artists on my roster. I did nothing, slinked away, and now I'm back, along with one of the sex criminals. Who am I?"
Chip Zdarsky or Matt Fraction, sex criminals?
Yeah. Well, sex. No, yeah. It helps that this is a small press tweet.
You're right.
Because if this was just about comics in general, wow, that could be literally any publisher.
Let's put on a blindfold and throw a dart.
Right. Yeah. So Rain actually replied to this tweet and stated, "I regret participating in the canceling of both Andy and Blaze. My response in full here." And they listed a link to their, it looks like Substack.
Substack, yeah.
In it, he says, Laura is referring to the publication of Blaze Larmy in Compact Magazine, the first piece of published work from the artist in 5 years. Blah, blah, blah. 80% of artist projects we produce, artists have been paid or otherwise compensated. I don't know if saying anything less than 100% is a good thing.
Yeah.
And not something I would actively admit to.
Right. 4 times out of 5, you're going to get your payment.
Right. Yeah. Not a very strong argument there, Rain.
Yeah.
The reason for falling behind in payments at all has to do with the near collapse of the label and personal collapse. And I think listeners can kind of put 2 and 2 together as to what those things are that he's referring to. The other 20% I have been actively working with to make payments towards since 2017. Last year, we paid out $15K to artists, past and current. The past 5 years have been more or less paying down those 20% debts moving forward. In Laura's case, we published a piece by her in Mirror Mirror 2 and a book of her diary comics the same season, in which the callouts were made and the image of the company tarnished, my own energy exhausted. Unable to market the books, the structure in disarray, you pulled your book. We negotiated that you'd be compensated 365 print copies of your book in lieu of royalties. I paid thousands of dollars for printing it, and the artists could sell their books and keep 100% of the profits. Blaze Larmy and Andy Burkholder aren't sex criminals. In thinking about these events now for years, these were private situations in a small scene which became outsized and exploited when performed for public consumption. The very public aspect seemed damaging to the people actually involved while benefiting some others not involved at all in a cynical way. It radically changed how I think about political commitments down to how I think about the word community. And in this article, he posted a photo, which is looks like a picture he took with his cell phone of a page from a book he'd been reading. In the quote, it says, "Shunning is so often the go-to tool of people dealing with problems or conflict in queer communities, which only contributes to cycles of dehumanization and abuse. It's the easy, simplistic response too often deployed for all manner of interpersonal and intercommunity conflict." Cooper Lee Bombardier, Facebook post, January 2015. And also, quote, "I want people to be open to the little power that they do have." Lisa Henderson, Personal Conversation, 2015. Now, surface level reading of this, it's like, okay, maybe don't go after people so hard. But if you dig a little further, which is what one Twitter user did, which makes this whole thing even funnier than it already is. Twitter user Matt Shoelace. Do we know this person?
Matt Shoelace hates us.
Okay.
But we're going to use Matt as a
Gutter
a
Boys
news source.
hater, Matt
Yes.
Shoelace, because you know what?
We're fair journalists.
We're fair journalists, and a broken clock can be right twice a day, right? Like,
Yeah,
it'll
and to
happen.
this, and to this, just because I don't want to be too nice, Matt
Oh, yeah.
Shoelace? Yeah. All right, go on.
God damn. All right. They tweeted. I looked up the book he's quoting, and it's so funny. Matt Shoelace posted the screen grab where it says, "Only when people with AIDS and their friends intervened against the status quo and forced an end to the shunning by forcing interactivity through zaps, sit-ins, initiated agendas, actions, interruptions, shutdowns, exposés, research, and demonstrations that systemic progress begin to be made. This quote that he's pulling from, that Rain was trying to use to kind of make his point, is actually a book about AIDS victims.
Good God.
During the 80s. He's basically comparing 2D Cloud's situation with people who were being shunned for AIDS. I want to hand it to him for really reaching with that one and just
That's like the guy who got his legs stretched. Do you see that on Twitter? Who became taller?
But it's like, you have to have like no self-awareness, right? To fucking pull
this
that
is white.
quote.
I went to art school and have no real experience with culture outside of New York City brain.
It's wild. That is so wild. I can't think of any situation where a person would be like, yes, I am actually the victim here.
Yeah.
And this quote will prove it amongst my followers. Very, very funny. So anyway, 2D Cloud came back. Not really, nobody gave a shit. To be fair, like no one's really been promoting their work at all. They constantly have been tweeting about events and book readings and tabling, and nobody, like, literally just go to their Twitter. There's like maybe 2 likes per tweet, if any responses at all.
They fell off, man.
Yeah, they fell off real hard. R.I.P. 2D Cloud. I don't know why you thought coming back from the grave was a smart idea, let alone doubling down on actually they were innocent.
Yeah. Years later.
Yeah. That's beyond cowardly.
Yeah.
That's just like, you have no spine. You are just a jellyfish man.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. Holy shit. I can't imagine. This shit happened in 2018.
Yeah. And they were just like, I have some thoughts about that. Here are my thoughts. This was in the drafts. I forgot to publish.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was actually cooking on this for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. Here's my unpublished manuscript.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Anyway, all right. Yeah. So that's it for news.
So that's it for us on episode 100. So seriously, thank you again for being here if you are. And I guess we have Pat on the other end, right?
Yes, we do. But we're going to take a quick break.
And listen to our friends say nice shit about us.
So we're going to take a quick break. And instead of ads this episode, for once, we're actually going to do something else.
Yeah.
We're going to have a small little celebration and a look back on the last 100 episodes, or technically 99, because this is episode 100. So the last 99 episodes of Gutter Boys. To our advertisers, please don't be mad at us.
Yeah.
we can't include both the voicemails and the advertising. It would make this episode way too long, longer than really any podcast has any business being. Ramon, if you're listening, take note.
Yes.
Some restraint, some editorial restraint. Maybe don't make your podcast episodes 3 hours long.
Yeah, I like how we got a message from Ramon and I was like, hey, 30 seconds to a minute. And what's he do? Gives us 2.5.
God, you got to love it. What a worker. What a worker.
Yes.
But anyway, we're going to take a quick break. And when we return, we're going to be joined with past guest and friend of the show, Pat Rooks. So stay tuned.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Gutter Boys.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Cam and JB. This is Katie from Thick Lines Podcast, calling to say congratulations for getting to 100 episodes. It is no easy feat. We love the Gutter Boys on Thick Lines Podcast, so keep it up. Great job.
What up, Gutter Boys? It's Brian Bloomer. Congrats on 100 years of inescapable comics journalism. You exposed Chick Young for what he really is. The truest pimp of the year. 1923's pimp of the year. Shout out Baby Dumpling and the rest of the Gutter Boys family. Congratulations.
Hello, this is Nate McDonough speaking. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you all that Cam and JB are a couple of reliable, hard-working, God-fearing, very fine young men. They've done a lot of good things for this indie comics community. They've been kind enough to mention me a few times here and there over the years, and I'd like to thank them for everything they've done and all the times they've been good enough to bring me up on their show, Gutter Boys. Every single time that they have done so, except for the one instance in which they said that my mother has had sex with Batman. That is not true. That never happened. That is simply a lie and a falsehood. Anyways, that's all that I've got to say for now. Thank you again, Cam and JB. Thank you. I'm looking forward to 100 more episodes of Gutter Boys. Well done.
Hello, Gutter Boys. This is Jazz. Happy 100th. Bye.
What's up, Gutter Boys? Congratulations on 100 episodes. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this is Alex Graham. Congratulations and keep on keep on doing what you're doing. Bye-bye.
What's up, Gutter Boys? It's Brian from Bubbles. Congrats on 100 episodes. Can't believe the 100th episode isn't a Brian and Brian special. I know that episode may be a fan favorite. But yeah, catch you guys at 200. I guess we'll do it then.
Hey, peeps, it's your boy, Big Battery Thor here on the Comic The Santos Sisters, issue 4 in stores on June 14th. Greg, and I want to thank you for all that you do in the comic book community and to congratulate you on 100 episodes. Wow. Who would have believed it? Nice job, guys.
Hey, Gutter Boys, just wanted to say congrats on 10 years of creating some of the most incorrect, biased, and inconsistent shows I've listened to. You guys are the true kings.
Hello, Gutter Boys! It's me, your favorite movie director, David Lynch. I just dropped in to say congrats on 100 episodes and to announce my next project, which is a feature film adaptation of my own comic strip, The Angriest Dog in the World. I'm going to cast Willem Dafoe as the dog. I hope this news makes you as happy as it makes me. Stay gutter.
Hey there, Gutter Boys. This is Sam Savo, and I'm just calling in to say congratulations on this huge milestone. Keep up the good work, boys. I'm still tuning in every damn episode. You're still one of the number one pods in the game. Here's to 100 more years of interviewing my friends and talking about a bunch of superhero crap I don't know nothing about. Boom Studios or whatever the fuck you guys are always on about. I love all that crap. Keep it coming. Stay frosty, boys. I'm so proud of you both. Are you guys gonna come to Cake this year? You should come to Cake. It's gonna be really good. Okay. Toodaloo.
This is Abby Casey, and I just want to say Gutter Boys fucking rules. Thank you, JB and Cam, for all the laughs, comics talk, and cool interviews.
Damn. 100 episodes. Who would have thought? Not me. Congratulations, Cam and JB. Love you guys. Here's to many, many more. Your friend in the gutter and in Christ, Blake.
Hey, this is Dan McDade. I heard it's the 100th episode of the Gutter Boys tomorrow. Oh, man. Absolutely sick of it. Sick of this shit. Suck my ass. All right. Fuck you.
This is Satan. I hear it is the Gutter Boys 100th episode or some fucking idiotic bullshit like that. Congratulations, my dreary minions, you have done well. Now suck my ass.
Hey, Gutter Boys. It's your friend, Evan Salazar. Just wanted to call in and congratulate you on 100 episodes. What an achievement. You're an inspiration to cartoonists everywhere who would rather do anything else than actually draw a comic. Congrats. P.S. Lakers aren't winning the chip. Bye.
Konnichiwa, JB-san and Cam-san. It is Akira Yoshida congratulating you on 100 episodes of Gutter Boys. Wow, you guys are like the Jackie Chans of podcasting. Arigato for all you do for comics, or as we call them in my country, manga. Gutter Boys, Ichiban. Sayonara.
Hey, this is Drewby Hall, not Drewby Hell, no matter how many times Cam gets my name wrong.
What's up, fuckers? Erwin Papa here, and I'd like to congratulate Cam and JB for 100 years of Gutter Boys. Hell yeah, Cam. Hell yeah, JB. Hell yeah, Gutter Boys. Stay gutter.
Yo, congratulations, 100 episodes. Big news, big news. You know, just keep punching upwards at the dickheads, and you'll be fine. Here's to 100 more.
Hey, Cam and JB, what's up, Gutter Gang? It's MS Harkness here. My man is here playing that new Zelda game, so I was getting kind of bored, so I thought I'd send you guys a message. Congrats on the new, or not the new. I don't know what the hell are y'all doing. Are y'all ending? Because if you guys are done, if you guys cap it off at 100 episodes, then I guess we're all just gonna have to be okay with that. But you do realize that if you're done now, you guys are gonna have to be you're like forced to make comics again, which I don't think either of you particularly enjoy. So I don't know. I guess I'll see you at Cake. Let's go to that let's go to the sushi place again. Let's just bail out and go back to Boys Town. Let's go to that conveyor belt place again. I love you. I'll see you in Chicago. Do whatever you want with your lives. I don't care.
Hey, Cam and JB, it's Audra. I just wanted to say congrats on 100 episodes of Gutter Boys, and here's to 100 more.
Hello, y'all. This is CM Campbell, giving a shout out to Cam and JB, the Gutter Boys themselves. I want to say congratulations on episode 100. Y'all stay playing on the drawing table. I love hearing you. You keep me going. You keep me motivated. You keep my finger on the pulse of the community. And so much love, and keep doing what you're doing. I love y'all.
Hello there, Gutter Boys. Mike Santana here. Just want to send you a little congratulations on a very, very special episode, a milestone episode of this albatross podcast around your neck. It's probably destroying your mental health. But thank you for doing all the dirty work for us so I could, stay abreast of all the comics beefs and all the heel turns that I probably otherwise would miss. But also for highlighting like cool cartoonists and people doing cool shit, and so we can feel a little less lonely when we're in our little cubes. So yeah, thanks for all the good work. Keep that shit up, and if it destroys you, I'm sorry I left you, lads. March forward into the future, my boys.
Hey, what's up there, Gutter guys? This is Nick Farrell from the Secret Compartment Show. And for all those of you out there listening right now, unless you were one of the 6 people who listened to the Patreon episodes I was a guest on, you have no idea who I am and have probably already fast-forwarded past this.
You know, like you do when the show has that 13-minute long commercial break. Anyway, I just wanted to congratulate, what are their names? The gutter guys? Cam and JB. Yeah, I just want to congratulate Calvin and JR on 100 episodes. Here's to, 7 or 8 more before wrapping it up with some dignity and, not wearing out your welcome. All right, well, good talk. Peace and love. Stay gutter. And a very hip-hop family tree to you all.
Hey, Gutter Boys, it's me, your boy Mark. Very happy and proud of, you two for making it to this milestone of 100 episodes. It's been cool to see you grow from your humble beginnings into, the extravagant lifestyles that you now lead, commanding that army of Patreon supporters, of which I am a part of. Had to get that out of the way. No, but it's, all jokes aside, it's been very cool. I think your presence in the community has been, a delight. I think you've highlighted people who should be. I think you've inspired a number of other podcasts who I think can be quoted as saying as making you irrelevant, but I disagree. I think we need the Gutter Boys. We got to keep it gutter. We need people that shoot from the hip like you. I think, it's been great. And what happens now, I hope that, y'all keep on keeping on. Should have rehearsed this, but anyway, you can edit this out. Take care. Good luck. Stay gutter.
Gutter Boys 100th podcast broadcast episode audio format. Jeez. That is so many episodes. 100, man. There's a saying, I'd rather have $100 than $1.5 million pennies, but there's also the saying of, I'd rather have more broadcasted podcast episodes in audio format of the Gutter Boys broadcast podcast than 100 pages of completed comics, which is, is crazy because I haven't seen that. I haven't really seen that many pages from either host. But I fall asleep, and sometimes I often wonder if I were to have 100 pages from Cam Del Rosario or JB Rowe, the hosts of the Gutter Boys audio broadcast podcast, I probably would not have anything to listen to. I wouldn't have 100 episodes to choose from my liking. I wouldn't have anything like that. It's a privilege to say that you have 100 episodes here. And it's a privilege to end a show at its peak. It's a privilege to end this thing before people say, Gutter Boys, they're still going, they're still doing, they probably haven't even hit 100 episodes. You want to get there. You want to...
Happy 100th episode, guys. Stay gutter.
Congratulations on 100 episodes. Thanks for introducing a lot of talented cartoonists to your listeners and for bringing a lot of cool cartoonists together through the Gutter community. I'm happy to say I've met a lot of new friends because of it. So congratulations and thanks again.
JB, Cam, my Asian brothers, it's Al, a.k.a. Kenneth Domingo Omega. Congrats on the 100 episodes of Gutter Boys. Keep getting that Patreon dough. JB, keep posting those memes. And Cam, I know you're happy that those sorry-ass Lakers didn't run into the Kings this year. Be good.
Just wanted to say congratulations on 100 episodes. I myself have recently reached the milestone of 100 episodes, but they're a different kind of episode, and I will be seeking help. And I just want to thank you for being an inspiration.
This is Sean Watkins, owner of Athenium Comic Art. I just wanted to congratulate the Gutter Boys on their 100th episode. I can't express how much I love the show and the artists that you all spotlight. Athenium has several amazing cartoonists that have been on the Gutter Boys podcast over the years. Thank you, Cam and JB, for all that you do. I hope that you both never quit and that I get to congratulate you on your 200th episode in the future.
Hey, Cam and JB. This is Caroline. Congratulations on the 100th episode. I sincerely never thought we'd see the day. So congrats. I am chilling right now on a lake with my friend Joe.
Booyah!
We both just wanted to say congrats.
Hey Cam. Hey JB. It's Dill, aka Drug Dogs. Just wanted to say that I know, like, I've come on the show and said a bunch of dumb shit and just kind of acted like an idiotic child. And I know that I like to cut up and, act stupid with y'all. Yeah, so anyway, congrats on 100 episodes.
What's up, dudes? It's Ryan. Congrats on 100 episodes. Here's to 100 more if you guys, get money for it. Or have the desire to. But, yeah, congrats. Psyched to chill like cake. Yeah, here's some, hopefully more hangs in our beautiful decayed world. I'll see you soon.
Hey Gutter Boys, it's me, Tony DePasquale, at Hopeless Comics on Instagram. The guy who draws the Nugget comics. I'm in Bakhmut, Ukraine right now, fighting a good fight to preserve traditional Western NATO values. KB, Jam, you guys' show really gets us guys on the front lines through it all. Reminds us all about the things we're out here fighting for, all those indie comics back at home. Just want to say a quick thank you to all the work that you put in and congratulate you both on hitting 100. If I can get these guys to figure out how to use Patreon, maybe there will be 100 more. All right, I gotta go. Bye.
Hey, Cam and JB, it's Cameron Hathaway here, Clusterfucks Comics, Fugu Comics. I'm just calling to wish you guys a happy 100 episodes. Congratulations, you did it. I would wish you a here's to another 100, but I know you guys are over this shit. You're tired of it. You just want to retire. So fuck off already. But seriously, thanks for all the laughs, all the great discussions over the years. It's just, I love having you guys in my ear as I'm working, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too, or so they say. So keep up the good work until you guys get sick of it.
What's up, Gutter Boys? Congratulations on the 100th episode. I know that wasn't easy to do. Thank you for all the work that you're doing in the comic community, uplifting different artists, the underground scene. Like, you guys are pivotal to the scene. And I'm not sure that you know, but I started doing a little bit more music. I started doing like punk bands and shit now when I'm not drawing. And I wrote a little song for you guys, and I wanted to sing it to you. So enjoy.
I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
Hey, Gutter Boys, it's Mike Dick, formerly of Virtual Pros, currently of First 7-Inch Club Podcast. I wanted to congratulate you guys on 100 episodes. It feels like it's been 13 years to accomplish that, but you finally did it, and you did it the whole time without interviewing even one person from the X-Men. There was never an interview with Chris Claremont or John Byrne or Jim Lee or even a Jonathan Hickman. He's still around. You figure you get him or something, even Grant Morrison or something, but nope, it's just a bunch of people that make comic books that, I don't even know where you buy them. You gotta go to the underground comic book store to get them. I don't even know where that's located. So congratulations on finding all those people that make underground comic books, and I hope you do 1,000 more episodes. I love you guys. Bye.
Goop goop, gutter fucks. It's me, the Goob Master himself, Mr. Flavor, Gavin Flavor if you will. I just wanted to congratulate you on your 100th episode as I lay here on a lounge chair on Goob Island with a filthy martini in my hand. It must have been so hard to record all those episodes. So well done, JB and Cam. There have been times in my artistic career where I thought about giving up. And then every week I would listen to your podcast and the Patreon episodes, and I would think to myself, if these fucking idiots can churn out shit every week, so can I. Anyway, congratulations to you two, and may there be 100 more. Follow Gavin Flavor on Instagram.
Hello, Gutter Boys. It's me, Leonard from Washington, and I'm here to congratulate you on 100 episodes. Yours in Christ, Leonard from Wyoming.
Hey Cam and JB, it's your bud David Caldwell. Congrats on 100 episodes. I've been listening ever since I tabled next to y'all at SBX 2019. The show's been a real important part of my comics journey, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, 100 episodes. It's fantastic. Hopefully we get 100 more. But yeah, stay gutter, y'all.
Now to sing a song, the son of the deceased.
Friday night, I'm thinking that we just might fly away to someplace they don't know who we are. Now I'm riding shotgun in your car. We drive through the city like explorers going 65. Blowing hair flying across your face. We left on Friday, now it's Saturday. Fast jeans buttoned up, jeans iron flipping up. Red shoes walking slow, headphones blaring 3 stacks. Sunglasses flaring out, thick watch hanging low. Studded belt, full cut, 3 stacks on the radio. Friday night, I'm thinking that we just might run away to some place we can be who we are. We can be who we are. I love you, Mom.
Stay gutter.
Hey, Gutter Boys. It's me, extremely famous professional wrestler and occasional cartoonist, Badger Briggs. Hopefully less occasional as I draw more comics now, even if they're in service of professional wrestling. What more could I say, really? I hope to see you all at your local independent wrestling shows in the future. And, don't work yourself into a shoot. That's all I have to say. Stay gutter.
Hey Cam and JB, it's your guys' favorite guest, and I know some of your listeners' favorite guest, Ramon Villalobos here. And I wanted to take some time to congratulate you guys on 100 episodes of The Gutter Boys. Nobody thought this was going to happen. You know, we all thought, surely there's going to be an ego conflict. You guys are going to, get canceled somehow. I mean, you've certainly said enough to get canceled. You guys have been homophobic, racist, transphobic, misogynist, anti-Semitic. The list goes on. But, I guess the enduring appeal of a podcast with some of the shittiest artists in comics has some appeal and maybe keeps you guys motivated to just keep cranking along. So I wanted to send you guys a heartfelt congratulations, but as you could tell, it's really hard for me to do that. So what I did was I got ChatGPT to write me a heartfelt message, and the first one it said was very long. I actually recorded that, and it was like a 4-minute message. So I said, shorten it, give me a little less. So here it goes. Congratulations, Cam and JB, on reaching a huge milestone with the Gutter Boys. 100 episodes is no small feat, and is a testament to your passion, hard work, and dedication to your craft. I've been a listener since the beginning, and have loved every episode. You guys have built a fantastic community and created a space for alt comics to shine. Here's to many more episodes to come. Keep up the great work, and thank you for bringing such joy and creativity to the world of podcasting and comics. So like I said, that's not me, that's ChatGPT, but I meant every word of it. So congrats, guys. Keep it up.
This is Tony Soprano calling. Congrats to the Gutter Boys for making it to 100 episodes. Very impressive. It's a great feeling just being around for such a monumental occasion. And while I'm not knowledgeable about the comics and going to small press comics or whatever, feel like I'm on the ground floor thanks to you too. Salute. Anyway, I gotta go take care of things, so we'll talk later.
End of message.
Alrighty, and welcome back. Episode 100 with a special guest and friend who's been here multiple times since the beginning, really. Pat Rooks is back in the studio, ladies and gentlemen.
What up, what up?
Fresh from Toronto, on vacation in Florida, Mr. Worldwide for real, in the building.
Dude, let's go. That's me, man.
Let's go. Yeah, what's been up, dude? We'll get into, I guess, like comic talk and everything, but how you feeling? Everything good?
Things are good. Things are good. I'm on vacation with the family at the beach in Florida. Yeah, I'm good. I just put out this new comic and I'm working my cute little day job. Having a good time.
Hell yeah. New comic, Hobo Law, right?
Hobo Law, yeah. Pistopia
Law.
presents
then,
number one, technically.
Yes, yeah. You got
in the
indicia. Banner and the
Yeah.
Now, I do want to get into Pistopia, I guess, because you haven't actually talked to us about that series yet. It's been a while since you've been on, but before we get into that, you also have is it a Hobo Law mini in Rust Belt, or what's up with that?
Yeah, so that actually has like the first appearance of the Hobo Lawyer, and it is a Bruce and Lola Pistopia like 12-pager. That's in Sean Knickerbocker's Rust Belt review that's coming out.
So you've been fucking cooking. You've actually been like going off like in the last year. I feel like you've been regularly putting out issues of Pistopia. There's the new Hobo Law, and then you had the clown book.
Clown Hole.
The Clown Hole, yes. And then you had Clown Hole. So you've been cooking over there. And
Thanks,
in addition to making music and everything. So, I mean, I feel like there was like a little bit of a period where like you didn't take a back seat from comics. I don't feel like there was ever like a really long period where you were
I took a
gone,
big break. Or not like a
I felt
big
like
break.
You took a break, but
I guess I regrouped in 2021 because I had been making celery stalks for like 3 years.
Yes.
And I was like feeling kind of burnout. So I did take like 6 months to kind of like figure out what I wanted to be making. And then Pistopia and all that shit kind of comes post that, the beginning of 2022.
Right. So you've created this world where all these books are still, taking place within one another, interchangeable characters and so forth. Are you having more fun, though, because you're not like nailed to like one title that you're serializing?
Yeah. I like that so much more. But I also like can't help but want to do the sort of, like the Love and Rockets thing and have it all take place in a world. But it's been fun to have it take place in a world, but yeah, tell shorter stories.
And you've been on the road. What's it like selling a book called Pistopia?
I mean, it turns the heads.
Yeah. Do people do you get any like disgusted people?
No, everybody's chill.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah. So I remember we had talked, when we were all on the road. This would have been like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
About
4 years
sort of
ago.
About like what we wanted to do before everything kind of went to shit with 2020 in the pandemic. And I remember you had been talking about you had this plan to really focus on your comics and pump out more work. And you 4 years later, you went through and did all of that. So now that you have a good library of work now, where do you see yourself going? Do you feel like you need to continue building up to, that archive of work? Or do you feel like you're kind of refocusing on things?
I think I'm like at a place where the last 2 books that I put out, I thought were pretty good. Not perfect, but like they like art wise, I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm like finally to a place where I don't completely hate this the second I put it
They're
out.
your best looking books, to interject there. And that's not a diss to the old stuff.
No, diss the old stuff. I mean, like as somebody who's like taught themselves how to make comics and how to draw, like I am acutely aware of the fact that like I didn't know what I was doing until fairly recently.
I don't ever think that I got the vibe that you didn't know what you were doing, but I just feel like you've definitely figured it out more now. That's not like to, sugarcoat or, anything, because I enjoyed the old work. I just think that you're just naturally evolving as an artist, and this shit right here is the best stuff you've made in your career.
Thank you.
Yeah, all I see is like a developing person, like kind of like from my perspective, I see a cartoonist that's like really developing their voice. And you can see a through line from Celery Stalks to your newest book in terms of you growing as a writer and as an artist and a comic creator.
Well, if anything happened in that time that I took a break, I think it was like trying to figure out what I could make that was more personal, because I felt like I had been so in that kind of, JB, you'll understand this, I was so like from that Heroes Con genre scene where making my Ditko inspired book felt like the right thing to do, and it was the right thing to do. It's what I wanted to do. But I felt like after I kind of took that break, I was like, oh, I've been making stuff that's like very pastiche driven. And I was like,
yeah,
what?
You were just like doing genre stuff.
Yeah, doing genre stuff and trying to make it feel like a certain comic, like a specific certain comic kind of. And so when I took that break, a big thing that I realized was I was like, oh, I need to kind of like make stuff that feels like me. So the new stuff has all been comedic, and I was like, oh, I love like being funny and writing funny stuff. I have always been like interested in like sketch and improv and stand up, and I was like, oh, if I'm gonna make personal work, it should be funny, because that's what I like.
Now, do you feel like that old stuff, you were approaching it like genre first instead of like just as a creative endeavor? You were like giving yourself rules and parameters, like, oh, this has to be like a 50s,
totally
comic.
It was literally like when I started Celery Stalks, like my thought process when I did Celery Stalks was I realized that I wasn't drawing pages consistently. And I was like, I need to put myself in the situation where I'm drawing pages as consistently as possible. If not, I'll never get good. So I was like, my parameters are that I'm going to make something that is a serialized like monthly comic, and I have to do like 16 pages a month. And so like it had like very strict parameters in that sense. But then it also was like, when I picked like the form for it, it was like supposed to feel like a pulpy like 1950s horror romance comic.
Right. You were taking like almost like you were working within like trying to make it something as opposed to like a creative freedom. Like it had to fit in a box.
Totally.
Yeah, well, I do get the vibe now that you're kind of off the... Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, JB.
Well, no, I mean, I was just saying that, like, when I read Celery Stalks, it felt more like you were at a point... Because you were starting out, and so you were interested in exploring the things that were interesting to you.
Mm-hmm.
Not just as a comic creator, because you were still kind of working your way up to that point, but as someone who enjoyed comics.
Mm-hmm.
And so you really wore those influences on your sleeve through Celery Stalks to really reflect the types of work that you enjoyed.
Totally.
So I never really saw it as something as like working within a box or, not having a voice. I saw your voice in that.
Oh, I did too. Not to say that I was dismissive of that, but I just felt like maybe you were like, oh, I'm going to make this, and it's going to be this kind of story. Almost like an homage. I saw a lot of your older work as just like an homage to the past of comics. And now I personally just feel like you've kind of just, now you're just doing what you want to do.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, JB's right. Like it was that was the stuff that I was reading, you know, that's what I was interested in. So of course it like would influence what I make, you know.
Do you think that that's just like growth as an artist, or are you just like, hey, I just want to just see what happens when I just am left to my own devices?
I think it's a longevity thing, right? Like, because when I started Celery Stalks, I wanted to do it for a really long time, but as fun as it was, it didn't feel, I mean, comics is effort, but it didn't feel as effortless as I want it to feel.
Sure.
And right now where I'm at, like writing these like kind of dystopia, like character driven gag strips that, you know, hopefully have like more narrative to them when you like look at them big picture. Like I've been doing that for like 2 years and I have so many ideas for it. Like I have ideas for it all the time. So it's like, that's the main part of it, is like, what is the most effortless thing for me to do? Because that's probably going to be the most me thing.
Gotcha. Now, has your process changed any? You know, because I mean, we've been talking to you. It's kind of interesting because with this being the 100th episode, I mean, it's kind of a good guest to have because you've kind of been there throughout the different, I don't want to say iterations of the show, but I guess throughout the years.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were hanging out like before you guys even. I met you, Cam, before you guys even started the podcast.
Right? Yeah, like
when we did CZF, before, so would you guys have started it?
No, it was after.
Yeah, so we all hung out like right before. It's been so fun to like watch this kind of happen to you guys.
Well, dude, I mean, like, well, I mean,
or I should say, happen to JB, you know?
Yeah, because I remember, I think the last show I did before we started the pod with Pat was at Heroes. Maybe is that right?
That sounds right.
Was it Heroes?
It was. I feel like it was after SPX 2019, like early 2020.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. There's SPX. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
Did you guys start it like just before the quarantine?
It was 2020. No, it was 2019. Fuck.
Yeah. We started before the pandemic. Yeah.
So it must have been after CZF. I don't know if it was after Heroes or not.
Yeah, it was
definitely after.
There.
I mean, it was definitely after Heroes because that show that had to have been 2018 when I did that show with you.
But I think 2019 is when we knew each other, because that's when I did CZF.
Yeah, no, I met you in 2019. Like, I'd been following your work before that, like maybe 2018, 2017. But I met you for the first time at Asheville Zine Fest, I feel like.
Yeah, with Dylan.
With Dylan, yeah. So, and I feel like that was 2018. Wait, so what? In the pod.
Did I not meet you at Heroes?
We were at Heroes at the same time, but we did not know each other.
Yeah, we did. I met you and your girlfriend.
That would have been like 2020 or 2019.
No, it would have been 2019.
It would have been 2020, and it wouldn't have been 2019 because I didn't table that year at Heroes.
You tabled 2019, I promise you.
I feel like you did do 2019, bro.
Because that's when you hung out with me and my ex-girlfriend. And we, blasted cigs on the patio with like...
Because I met Pat the first time in summer of 2018, so timing-wise...
All right, well, clearly my sense of time is just completely fucked, so I don't...
Yeah, because it's 2019 the last time you did Heroes, JB?
I did not do 2019. That's what I'm saying. I did 2018.
You did, motherfucker. Unless we did CZF, it was the same time we did CZF.
Hang on, I'm going to look up Heroes Con 2019 in the exhibitor list.
All right, well, I swear to God you did. Well, Cam does that. For some reason, the memory of us hanging out in front of the hotel in Charlotte is something that I vividly
feels
remember.
Like 2018.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that because I think
that was way before the show ever started, or even something.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, that could be right. I have distinct memories of that time because we didn't really know each other until CZF, and then you let me sleep at your house. So then by the time we did Heroes, we were already like good friends because we had spent that much time with each other.
Huh. Wait, so then did I meet you at CZF?
Yeah. I did not know you until we showed up to stay at your house.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So the 2019 link is dead, so we will never know.
All right. While you guys talk, I'm gonna go through my Instagram. So
hilarious. I took a picture. We took a picture together. That's on my Instagram. I
know that the show started in 2019 though, because we started doing more interviews in 2020, and that's when people started liking us.
Yeah, but I think I did my interview in 2019.
You did, yeah, because that was when we were just talking to our friends. It was like you and like late comeback.
Yeah, because I'm like
press.
episode like 12 or something,
Yeah.
like early as fuck.
And then you've been on a couple Patreon. But I guess while JB's doing that, we should go ahead and keep on show. So you have been touring. Is this the first year you've been doing events post-pandemic, or did you do some in 2022?
I did Heroes and Noise and Fluke in last year.
Okay, but you did
all
Fluke
kind
this
of
year, right?
I did Fluke this year. I did Noise again this year.
Okay.
And I've done TCAF so far.
Last year was pretty much the first year that major shows, I feel like, came back. Your Flukes, your,
right.
You know, and then, I mean, even bigger shows than that. Not a diss on Fluke or anything like that. But did you see any kind of uptick from 2022 show to 2023? Like, now that there's a year between everything reopening, like, was there a massive growth or kind of a fall off between the years?
No. This year was like the biggest Fluke ever.
Okay.
Noise was super well attended. I mean, TCAF, I can't compare it to anything. But
Yeah.
that shit was insane.
So comics are
there
back.
There were so many people there.
Comics are back.
Yeah, comics feel.
You heard it from here first. They're back.
Yeah, people are hungry to buy indie comics right now.
So you've never done.
So if you're listening to this and you've been wanting to make a comic and you've never made one before, make one. Strike while the iron's hot.
Okay. See, and like I'm over here like, damn, you know, because I haven't done a show in so long. I was over here just thinking like it cooled off, but that's just a very selfish because I'm not there. It means it's cooled off viewpoint. And I'm not saying.
Well, CXC last year was like at the end of the season, Cam.
Yeah.
And apparently that was like one of the biggest CXCs ever.
Okay.
That's what MS was telling me.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. So, you know, I haven't done shows like, so do you feel like shows are better now post-pandemic than they were pre-pandemic? Are they at the level that they were? Are they still have a little bit of way to go? Just comparing before and after.
I think they feel pretty good personally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say because, I mean, again, because my work has evolved so much over that period, like I kind of like did a lot of growing during the pandemic comics wise. So it's like, this is my first time with this stuff at shows and it seems to sell really well. So, I mean, so I don't know if I had the old stuff, if it would be like, so I don't know if it's the crowds or not, I guess is what I'm saying.
All right. JB, you back in 2019 yet?
Yeah, I can't find anything.
Okay.
Boo.
But
he found something. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Going back and looking at all the older stuff, it did remind me that I technically did meet Pat years prior to ever doing a show with him, to any of that.
Dude, yes.
I had forgotten that I met him.
My
me at Heroes that we had met before.
My comics partner, Caleb, who I did Ripple with all those years ago, got zines from you when we were just attending Heroes in 2015.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at your stuff for longer than I've known you.
Yeah.
I think we might talk about that on the first appearance of this pod.
Maybe.
I was on.
I don't remember anything that happens on any episode. Yeah, no.
Yeah, on the show, it's he recorded.
You go podcast blind.
Yeah. It's like throwing into a void. It disappears and it's gone forever. And I don't. It's
you're like a sleeper cell, and like the second you hit record, you're a different person.
Yeah, that's true. It's demon time when I hit record.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no,
you should see this man's pupils.
No, I do remember meeting Caleb and him giving copies of Ripple and being really into it. So yeah, it's just funny how things worked out. And rest in power, Caleb.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Rest in power, baby.
Let's talk about Canada. Is that your first international show you've done?
Yeah.
All right. I've never been to TCAF. Is the scale of it as massive as you thought? Was it not as big as you thought?
I guess I don't know anything, or I just think I have a bad memory. So I mean, I knew TCAF was big, but I didn't know to what scale it was. Yeah. So I didn't really know what to expect. I just thought it would be big. I guess I thought it would be like SPX if I had any sort of like comparison in my mind, but it was massive. It's like,
so like SPX on roids.
It felt like twice as poppin' as SPX. Like,
damn, okay.
So it's in this, like, it's 3 stories of this huge library, but it's also like all these rooms, and like, so like I was like tucked away in this room in the 2nd floor, which when I showed up there, I was like, and was like setting up my stuff the day before, I was like, oh fuck. I was like, we're like tucked away in the 2nd floor. I was like, nobody's gonna find us in here. I was like, this is gonna suck. But then turns out it was like it didn't matter where you were. Like it was popping everywhere. People like there were like thousands of people in there at certain times. Like so many motherfuckers.
Is TCAF a paid show where you have to pay to get in, or is it free?
So I was lucky enough that the Canadian publisher, New Friday, who put out the Celery Stalks collections, they got 2 tables for their publisher.
No, I'm sorry.
Attendees.
Like, the attendees, yeah. Do you have to pay to get into TCAF like you do SPX, like if you're coming to shop or whatever?
If you're literally just like attending it, no, I think it's free.
You know how like SPX is like $10 at the door or whatever.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's free.
Okay, hell yeah. So you were tabling with your publisher though, New Friday?
Yes. So that's the only reason I got to go is because they got us like a free, like if you were an artist with them, you could come. And so I was like, if all I have to do is pay like gas and lodging, I was like, I might as well go. And because it was the weekend of my birthday too. So I was like, I can turn it into kind of a little birthday weekend. So that definitely helped, like not having to pay for the table.
So did you, Celery Stalks 2 is out, I'm guessing, right? That's why you were promoting?
Yeah, that came out. I don't know when that came out. That came out like maybe this year.
Yeah,
maybe
I feel like it wasn't out at the cabin last year when I last saw it.
It was. Yeah, I think it was out like November of last year or something like that.
Okay, gotcha. Now, did they just have you like as like a guest signing from X o'clock to X o'clock, or did you just set up the whole time?
No. So that was the nice thing is like I kind of asked, I was like, can we stay the whole time? Can we like just basically just table here, like have a place to table? And they said yes.
Okay.
And then I was really happy that I showed up because I showed up the day before while they were still setting up. And I basically was like, like to these sweet Canadian people commandeered like my own section at the end of the table and was like, I'm going to put all my stuff over here. Like had my whole like setup on the end. Yeah. And so
did you mail all your stuff up there? Or
no, dude, I lied to Border Patrol.
Okay, yeah. So
walk
us through that.
Yeah. Parody.
Okay, so I exactly. So I drove up from Georgia to Columbus, and I stayed with MS Harkness. And when I was going, I was like, I looked into it and I was like, okay, well, I guess like, I mean, honesty is the best policy when it comes to like crossing the border. I guess I'll just like tell them everything. And then I show up and I'm like, hey, MS, like, how should I deal with this border crossing thing? And she's like, apparently they're really strict about like obscenity and stuff. And she was like, so maybe like don't tell them you have comics. And I was like, oh fuck, like thank God I knew that. So then I just lied when I got there and I was like, I'm just
book and your band.
Yeah, exactly. I've got titties in the new book, like in the centerfold. So it's like, it's not a good look if
they didn't search the car and find the stuff.
No, dude, no. I was just like pulled up and was like, we're going for my birthday. We're taking a little trip. And they were like, is this everything in your car? Because like you could see like, like our pillows and like our like overnight bags and stuff in the back. And I was like, yes, sir.
Hell
and they
yeah.
let us through.
All right.
It probably helps that you're just like an unassuming, like
totally
cute white kid.
a white.
Getting back, did they like count your money or anything like that?
No, dude, no. Dude, no. It's so surprisingly chill. It's like going through like a toll booth where
all
like
we hear is how fucking terrible it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I again, maybe it's harder for some people, but it was like the guy coming back. So the guy going there was Canadian and he was really serious. And then the guy coming back was a freaking like Detroit guy who was like lively. And all I did was just match his energy completely and just like, talk to him really charismatically and answered his questions and joked with him. And then he was like, all right. have a good time. I showed him my Sammy Harcum Blood of the Virgin book because that was my cover story. Was I was like, we went to Canada for my birthday for me to get my favorite artist's new book, and then I showed him the book as a visual aid.
That's what's up.
And he was like, Bloody Virgin, what the heck is this?
So did you any cool like post show hangs, or did you just kind of do your own thing with your girl?
Dude, shout out. So let's I'm gonna shout out my girl first. She just got an agent in Atlanta, and so she's got like acting representation for the first time.
Oh shit, that's what's up.
And so she got her first audition, like commercial audition, while we were in Canada.
Nice.
On my birthday, so she had to like hang back and like do this audition at the Airbnb. And so shout out to MS Harkness, Max Huffman, Caroline Cash, and A.T. Pratt, who all took me out to eat Ethiopian food for my birthday.
Okay. First time eating Ethiopian or what?
Yeah, it was my first time. It fucks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was good. But we went to this place, and I swear, like, there wasn't like a ton of food or anything, but we got so overcharged. And then I felt so bad because everyone paid for me. So everyone like 4 people split this bill. That was so, I saw MS's like how much she paid, and I was like, oh fuck, everybody's paying this. That's so much money. So I felt so bad. This guy
that
clearly like overcharged us. Yeah.
The weak US dollar, baby.
Seriously.
Hell yeah. As far as like, the show, like any standout books, I know you got Blood of the Virgin, incredible book. Of course.
Hell yeah, dude. I got to meet Sammy Harcum.
Okay. Was he a dick?
No, he's nice.
Did he ask if you were looking for a rental?
Did he say you had to pay him by the 6th or else there's a late fee?
No dogs.
Sammy, I'm going to message you to come on the show.
When I went back to my table, all my stuff was like on the curb. All my books. And...
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding.
Hell yeah. No, but all seriousness though. Yeah. Did you get any cool shit?
Have you seen, did you get the book yet, Cam?
Not yet, dude. I need to.
Dude,
it's one of those things I'll have
fucking nice.
In the book. Yeah, it looks
dude,
great.
It's so classy. It's amazing.
Yeah. So,
did I get anything else?
No. Did he like change anything? Any noticeable changes that you've seen, or between the floppies and the actual collection?
No, I down at the beach today. I read the first chapter.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I've literally never read that before because I've never been able to get my hands on that.
You're in for a treat. Great comics, yeah. Yeah, great fucking
dude. I have the last 3 and then like one random one in the middle of Crickets. Okay. So yeah. I'm stoked to get to read it all for the first time.
Yeah, great shit. All right. Well, yeah. So anything else that caught your eye? Anybody to look out for? Any artists on the rise that you're giving the Pat Rooks stamp of approval that you saw at TCAF?
Oh man. Fuck, my memory is gonna make me sound like such an asshole here.
No, that's all right. I mean, that's the MO of the show. We don't remember shit.
One of my favorite comics that I got was by Grayson. I think Grayson's last name is Bear.
Grayson Bear. Maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, Grayson's new book was like one of my favorite things that I got.
Is it Al Dente, or do they have a new one past Al Dente?
I think it was like, oh fuck, sorry Grayson if you're listening to this. It's got a little pink dog guy character.
Yeah, Al Dente. Hell yeah.
Is that it? Maybe that's
the Sprocket book?
Just their character. No, this I think Frog Planet or something published it. It's a Rizzo book. I think it's new. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's brand new, but it's like it's so good. That was one of my favorite things that I got. Do you remember who? Sorry, I'm asking my girlfriend. Do you remember who did that? Was it Aries season or Libra season zine that you got?
Oh, I don't remember.
What was the name of it?
Leo season.
Leo season?
Yeah.
There was one zine called Leo season that my girlfriend got that I read after, and I fucking loved it, but I can't remember who did it or what it was even actually titled. So apologies to them.
Hell yeah. I know that Grayson, I briefly talked about getting Grayson on the show, so would like to make that happen. But yeah, I'm a fan of their work. I've only got the Sprocket book, and yeah, it'd be great to talk to them. I guess go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I got the new Maple Terrace, Noah's new book. Loved that. That was really good.
Yeah. That's the one that Uncivilized did, right? It's supposed to be like a floppy.
It's like a newsprint kind of floppy single issue. Okay. That was really, really nice. And the new Blammo 10.5 is really fucking good too.
Dude, I need to get that. Those are both on my list of shit to get.
You're going to want to have the Blammo one because I think it's like I've only read, I think, 2 of the half issues, and I think it's my favorite of the halves.
because the halves are usually like just kind of, there's something he does with the halves that like
it's like odds and ends, I think.
I was gonna say like just kind of short stories, nothing really like with a clear focus. Yeah.
Well, this one he had a bunch of collections of things that were like about making comics. So this one does, which I think is why it's the best one.
Hell yeah. No, I'm going to definitely put it in order. I'm kind of just like letting a few things come out. I used to be like a release day dude, but now I'm just letting a few things come out. Then I put it in an order like copacetic or some shit and just get it all at once.
Hell yeah.
Every few months. So.
Did you order that new Nathan Cowdery?
No, not yet.
Stoked about that.
Yeah, it's it might be very problematic is what I'm hearing.
Is that right? See, this is what I don't know. I like barely even found out that he had anything new because I'm not on the internet, but you know, if it's Cowdery, it's going to be a little problematic, baby, to be expected.
Oh yeah, no.
Have you read the Goodreads
Boy scoop?
Oh, I was just going to say, have you read the Goodreads page for his Fantagraphics book? It's very funny.
No, but I bet you people are going fucking nuts. Are you talking
people
about the
mad.
Crash Site one? Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, people are not happy with him.
When you open this new one, I've seen pictures. When you open it, the end papers are just flaming swastikas repeating.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a war book. It's
a war book, right? Yeah, for sure. But JB, do you have any last show questions before we work on like winding down?
Not really.
Okay, no, you're good.
Ask me what I'm wearing.
Yeah, Pat, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Coors Light t-shirt because I'm in Florida.
Okay.
That's it. I'm wearing some black shorts, and that's pretty much it.
Well, this is off topic, and I know that this could technically go on the news segment, but Pat, you're like, as much as you love indie comics, I know you also love the genre, and you dig some superhero stuff from back in the day, but have you all seen or heard of any of the hoopla going on behind these Marvel variant covers that Frank Miller just released?
No.
So Frank Miller has, you might want to Google it just to see what I'm talking about then, but Frank Miller is doing like a Moon Knight, a Wolverine, and I think they're fucking badass. The drawings are quote unquote shitty, but the internet's losing their mind talking about how Frank Miller has like lost it and everything, but I think these drawings fucking rock. I just wanted to see what you all thought about them.
I'll check them out. Is it that like, you know, old, like now current day Frank Miller style that's kind of simple?
Yeah, it's his like shitty post alcoholism and rebuilding his life and having half his motor functions.
All I can see is this Wolverine one, but it looks fucking awesome, man. It's
like, look at the claws. I think the claws are so fucking sick, dude. Just triangles. He was like, I'm not even gonna fucking try.
Dude, it's because they're coming. It's because they're coming straight at you, and then they're pointing up, dude. It's called perspective. Yeah. Look it up. You know.
But yeah, he's got like a Thing cover. That's if you type in Frank Miller the Thing, I think that's the best one.
That's the one I'm looking at.
Dude, that was so good.
Dude, I think that one fucking
so
rocks.
Good. It's hilarious. So it's awesome. It's got so much energy. It's like, motherfuckers are out here tracing cityscapes. Like, give me this, baby.
Yeah, I'm on board. You don't like it, JB?
I appreciate them, but they're just a little too, I don't know. I think it's the digital flats.
Yeah, and also...
sure. The colors are whatever.
I forget, it was a tweet I saw, and I'm not going to give the person credit because I don't know who it was, but this is not an original thought, but this was a very valid criticism. And they said that all the titles of the Marvel books on these like look like they would blow away in the wind. Like none of them have weight, and the Frank Miller drawings have like a lot of weight. So like the actual title,
that's a good point,
kind of fucks everything up on these.
The titles look like they're kind of just tacked on. There's no real thought behind it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, when I'm thinking of Frank Miller and like how well composed his work used to be compared to this, I don't know. I think
this is a quick buck for sure.
Oh, this is his con sketches.
This is what stands out the most to me. It's like they're not as thought out as his earlier work.
Some people are coming after him over some debts.
Yes, they're mad as fuck at Frank Miller over these comics. But meanwhile, they've got like some of the worst comic artists ever, and they're simping over them. But that's a whole other episode.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why I can't be mad. I'm like, it's interesting looking. It's he's making a bold decision. I'm about it.
So Pat, when you're at a show, you take payments in different ways, right?
Yes, in a few different ways.
Yeah. All right. So like some of the
you can send money to my girlfriend's Venmo.
Yeah, that's interesting. So Venmo, right? Your girlfriend's Venmo.
People are always like, it says Madeline. Is that right? I'm like,
so
yes.
I want to give our listeners a little bit of context here. At the cabin when Pat was there this last time, he mentioned that he was banned from Venmo, and he gave me a little morsel of the story, but we just forgot to talk about it because there's just a lot going on in those kind of settings. So I actually want to find out on the record why you are banned from Venmo and why no one can pay you with Venmo personally at a comic show.
Yeah, so let's flash back to 2015, and I'm 20 years old, and I live in Atlanta, and I'm like making some comics, but I'm also doing a lot of just like really bad freelance drawings to make money because I'm in college and I don't have any money. And so I start doing a lot of small time SoundCloud rap mixtape covers for rappers.
Yeah. Are you drawing these or just like laying them out in Photoshop?
No, I'm drawing these. Yeah, they're
Okay.
they're sort of getting me to do my really shitty cartoons as like, drawing them in like, high speed pursuits and like post it up with blunts and stuff. Sometimes I would get to sort of, come up with the design myself and play with the form, if you will. But anyway, so I did this for like 2 years and it was really shitty. I would not get paid that much, but then I would also like have to do like countless changes to these things. But the cool thing about it for me at the time, being like a 20-year-old like rap fan in Atlanta, was that I got to like meet a bunch of really cool rappers during my time. So during this time, I became friends with this rapper. And I like, would go over to this guy's house and talk about different like art projects that he wanted me to do. And we did this, but nothing ever really like came of it. Cut to like maybe like 3 or 4 months from the time that we like were really talking and then hadn't really talked. And I get a text from him. Mind you, like I said, like I was kind of doing anything for money at this time. I was super, super broke. So I get a text from him and he's like, hey, do you think you could do me a favor? He's like, I can't use Venmo right now, but I have all this money coming in. And he's like, I was wondering if I could have a friend Venmo you $2,000 and then you go to your local Western Union and Western Union 1,800 of this to me, and then you get to keep 200. And so I was like 20 years old. I was like, well, this is a freaking dream come true. I'm about to make $200 for doing nothing. I was like, that's so easy.
Oh no.
So
oh no.
So cut to, I do it. And I'm like, kind of imagine me, doing the thing where I'm like wiping my hands. I'm like, well, that was great. So I get my $200. I probably spend it on weed and go about my life. And then like 2 months later, I think I'm trying to use Venmo for something. And they're like, hey, we noticed some really sketchy stuff with your account. And they're like, we are banning you from our app forever for doing possibly illegal money laundering type things. And so now, yeah, I can't have Venmo anymore.
Hell yeah. So you just straight up just like somebody lost $2,000 there. And you laundered it for them is what happened. Somebody did something potentially not cool, and I fully promise you I didn't think about it once in the process. Well, I was like, this is literally free money for me.
Amazing.
Well, and also you got to think about it. This was what, 2012, 2013, 2014?
It was 2015.
When is this?
2015. 15.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I feel like we were aware of cyber crimes, but I feel like, back then, it's a friend. You're not onto this shit.
I was just like fully an idiot. I was like, I don't know.
You were a baby.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know how money works, and I don't see how any of this could be a crime.
Right.
I was like,
so you'll never be able to pay fucking Pat in Venmo.
But I got Cash App and PayPal, and you can Venmo my girlfriend. So we make it work. Stay together for the Venmo.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, your call ends in 10 minutes. Do you want more time? Please sign up for Google One Premium. 9 minutes. We have 9 minutes to wrap it up.
Okay. Oh, at least it's telling us. Dude, I've been watching the Mission Impossible movies recently, and this feels like a real Mission Impossible situation. I've got a ticking clock.
Have you seen
this
them all?
rocks. Dude, I've officially seen them all. As I watched them all this week for the first time. Do you want to know my ranking of them?
Yeah, go ahead. That's
Dude,
what I was going to ask.
the J.J. Abrams one is the fucking worst one. That guy, it's so like... it's the worst one. That J.J. Abrams sucks, man.
Director. People.
He writes with TV brain. He can't write with movie brain. He's so bad. And also his movie is the most like he makes spies that are like army people. They don't feel like spies. It's too much like gun stuff and pro-America bullshit. And like, yeah, it stinks. So three is my least favorite. Number 1 and Ghost Protocol, I think, were my tops. And then 2, the John Woo one.
Yes.
Is fucking awesome.
2 had the best soundtrack. Very new metal.
Dude, 2 has a lot of new metal. It has a lot of sunsets. It has a lot of like sexual ferocity. It rocks.
Didn't McG do that?
No. It's a Woo movie.
John Woo?
There's John Woo. Yeah, it's got the.
I think we should
doves.
just direct every American action movie.
Yeah. He's pretty sick. Yeah, I thought Ghost Protocol was my favorite. But yeah, 1 and 2 very sick as well.
Yeah, the last 2, the most recent 2 are like pretty meat and potatoes. Like not a lot of style on them, but they're good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're acceptable action movies, especially
Absolutely.
It's badass knowing Tom Cruise is just crazy enough that he's doing all that shit for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know how much money the studios probably had to pay for insurance though?
Oh, dude, it's crazy. Like, there's actually a YouTube video of the new one that's about to come out of him like doing the stunt.
Yeah.
And like how much they had to practice it and how much it costs. And like they kind of go into the logistics of all that. It's actually a pretty interesting little video.
God bless him,
I'm
dude.
sure, yeah.
He rides
keeping
like a
movies
motorcycle off a
alive.
cliff like 19 times in one day.
Dude, he's keeping cinema alive single-handedly.
Yeah,
we gotta give it to him.
Yeah, I mean he's saving the blockbuster.
He really is.
In his own words. So, all right. Well, we have almost killed our free Google meeting time. So, Pat, I want to go ahead and talk about where people can find you and get your books and what you got coming up this year.
Hey, so what's up? I got a new book out called Hobo Law. That's that I really like. I was looking at it the other day, and I was like, "Dang, man, I'm pretty freaking proud of this." So, if you've never read anything that I've done, check it out. I think it's good. The idea
Do you
with
have
that
to
is,
read all the other Pistopia books? I know, but tell the listener.
Yeah, I intentionally design everything that you don't have to read anything beforehand.
There you go.
It should all be accessible. But yeah, so my plan right now is to do sort of 3 to 4 Pistopia Presents a year, and each one of those kind of has a character focus and tells a little story. So the next one is going to be a Bruce and Lola issue that will come out at the end of the year, probably around the time of SPX. And then I've got...
Are you doing SPX?
I'm doing SPX.
Okay.
So we'll be there. You guys going to be there?
Nah.
Okay. I heard.
Cake is the only show we're doing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
A cake
Sick.
this year. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hey, I'm glad I'm gonna get to be there with y'all. And then at Cake, I will have a story, and then I did the cover for the new 666 really easy press book. Super proud of that. Can't wait to see that. And then I'm also in the new Rust Belt review. So get that as well. Yeah, no, the beginning of this year, I was like doing anthologies and doing Hobo Law. And now I'm like, this podcast kind of marks the end of this first chapter of my year. So
hell yeah.
So it's been busy. I'm happy about it.
Pumping out work, man. Love to see it.
Trying my best,
looking
baby.
forward to seeing you and picking up the rest of the shit I don't have, which I think is just Clown Hole at this point. But
oh, dude, it's sold out, brother.
Oh, well, so I'll never get one. Okay.
Sorry, pal.
It's all right.
I may have one. If I have one, I'll bring it to you.
Yeah, somebody collect this so I can read it. You hear that, publishers that listen to us? Collect this book. But Pat, where can people find you on social media? You're kind of not really there that much, but when you do have projects going, you do come back.
Yeah. I promote because you gotta promote in this capitalist hell world.
Yeah.
But I'm on Instagram as Pat Rooks stuff, and then patrickianrooks.com, and that's it. I'm gonna be at Cake, frickin' SPX and CXC and Heroes Con and hopefully Richmond Zine Fest. So come see me there.
Damn, so a long tour, already been hitting the road, and catch Pat on the road, go buy his new books. So Pat, we want to thank you for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah, couldn't have had a better guest for such a monumental episode. Someone who's been there from the beginning.
Hell yeah.
So, looking forward to catching up with you for real and seeing you. And, JB, you want to take us out, I guess?
All right, that's the end of the show. Turn it off.
Yeah. All right, stay gutter, guys.